Hi Mike, I was going to do a PM for you to tell you whether or not things worked out okay putting Ultimate Traffic 2 on FSX. But I thought this might be more fun, and to say thanks for giving me the right settings to use as well, to give you a little video to watch. I've been sitting here at Gatwick for a little while, just to let the traffic heat up and start moving around. Oh, there's a airliner just going past us now. That was a little bit close. As you can see, it's nice and smooth. There's a lot of scope for increasing the settings, but to be honest, I'm quite happy with things the way they are, the settings that you gave me. There's plenty of traffic going on here. This is the Schweizer 300 helicopter, which is from the Flying Club X add-on, which I had ages ago. I don't fly helicopters around much in Microsoft Flight Sim, to be honest, although I do like a helicopter sim, and if you look elsewhere on this channel you will actually find a video from excuse me, from Take on Helicopters, which I really enjoy. But for the most part I prefer the planes to the helicopters in this particular game. But anyway, as you see, it's nice and smooth, and the only reason I'm in this Schweizer at the moment is because I wanted something that I could just move to somewhere close to the runway so we could start to see things going by. But while I'm here, of course, I really have to show you the Captain Sim 757, which is the other add-on that I bought at the same time as the Ultimate Traffic 2. And it's a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be, although there are a few little chunk up frame rate issues on takeoff, at least around a major airport like this, but I'm sure it won't be too much of a problem. It's quite an interactive thing. I suppose that's what you expect with these payware packages. Sorry about the terminal getting in the way there. If I press Shift and 3 here, I can bring up an interactive thing which allows me to open engine housings and doors, and if I can judge this just about right, I can even open the nose cone, which I didn't even know they opened. I don't know if you can see the radar there, but I can turn the radar on as well. It's the radar moving there. If I move in a bit closer, see the radar actually moving. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. But I need to show you it flying, of course. But before I do that, I've got to tell you about something else. I did mean to get this video made a little bit sooner than I did, but I got distracted. The reason I got distracted was this Kerbal space program, currently in alpha, and I've just taken the plunge, having seen the demo ages ago and thought it was worth keeping my eye on. I've just taken the plunge, and it's one of those like Minecraft where you pay a little amount now and that covers you right up until the full release of the game, and they use the money they get in advance to keep developing it, and it's very good. It's like a Lego affair, putting your rockets and planes together, and it looks all very cutesy, but the physics is very real and looks too complicated for me to understand in its latter stages. But basically it's as simple as clicking like you just see there and then popping it on a launch pad and seeing how well it goes. Here we go. Obviously this little fella isn't going to get very far. But the idea is eventually to end up actually in space itself, which I can show you here, and get into orbit, which is, as I say, very complicated for me at the moment. And eventually you can go to the moon, or the mun as it is here, and it doesn't end there. There's other planets as well. There's Minimus further out, and still further out we've got Eve and Mobo, Duna, and finally Joule. So goodness knows how you end up getting over there. It's going to be enough of a challenge for me at the moment just to get something into orbit. As I say, you can also design planes. This is the Pole Dancer 7, which represents quite a lot of work for me, as Pole Dancers 1 through 6 weren't very successful at all. This is the first one that I've designed which is actually flyable. The reason I'm so far out is because it's so noisy you probably wouldn't be able to hear my voice over the engine, but I'll zoom in so just so you can see the plane. There it is. And I decided that before I actually got on with the Houston we have a problem type stuff, I'd try and master some flight actually within the atmosphere of Kerbal itself, and try and go to the pole up there you can see on the top. But that's a lot further than it looks, and I don't know if Pole Dancer 7 is capable of making that trip. I think I might have to do some radical changes of the fuel design before, or the fuel capacity I should say, before I can reach that lofty goal. But anyway, surprisingly enough, I didn't actually intend to talk to you about the Kerbal space program. What I actually intended to talk to you about was the FSX add-ons. Sorry about that diversion. It just struck me actually, sitting here ready to take off, that I didn't show you the internal views, did I? There's the main 3D view of the cabin, which again is nice and smooth, and working through them there's the actual captain's view, which is a little bit more chunky actually, turning to I don't know what the reason for that is, and it's the same with the co-pilot's view here, but I presume you don't have to move around that much in these views because you're concentrating solely on the panels in front of you. Then there's the passenger view, and those TV screens actually you can turn them on and off with the but they're just showing safety instructions. There isn't anything interesting that comes out on them. There's little things like these window shutters actually go down and come back up again, which is a nice touch, but again really pretty much superfluous. And this one is the stewardess's view. This door not advisable in flight, but you can actually open, so you can see out on the runway. Of course we already opened that one I think from the outside view, and even these meal trolleys actually come out. Why you'd want to, again, not quite sure, but I'm not quite sure how to move this view around in a free view yet. I'm sure it's quite easy, but if I could move just a little bit that way and show you that you can open and close this door. You can actually see there's a toilet and sink in there as well. But anyway, as you were, let's just take this bird off so you can see it working. Oh, what have I done? Have I switched to the I've switched to the 2D view, haven't I? Don't do that. Let's switch back. There we go. Okay, we've got takeoff clearance, so let's just quickly take off before something else lands. We've got caution light straight away, which I presume is because I've just whacked this thing up to full power, and you're not supposed to. As yet, I've no idea how to fly it, as you know. But interestingly, I looked at this on FS9 as well, and if I did this in FS9, there'd be horns and sirens going off at this point. There's a tiny little bit of frame rate issue there. I don't know if you can see it. It's only tiny, but it's enough to make it obvious there's a strain on the computer with this and FSX running at the same time. Presumably ultimate traffic all adds in. Let's get that gear up. There we go. There's a bit of ghosting there. Nobody likes to see that. Anyway, there you go. Probably the worst takeoff in the world ever. Seems like a good place to end the video. Anyway, thanks again for your advice, Mike, and talk to you soon. Bye.